I was having a conversation today with somebody that I know, and we were kind of talking about some things that really inspired me to make this video. And I see so many of my people out there hurting. I mean, I've had my share of hurts, trials, tribulations, and I can tell you, as long as I live, I'll still have new challenges as well as you. And I was having a conversation, I won't say who I was having a conversation with, but some of the frustrations that was upon the person that I was talking to were pretty evident. But I see the commonality so many times in why we deal with things unnecessarily that we don't have to deal with. And that is, most people are, you got the past, you got the present, and you got the future. Okay? Most people don't think about, some people are really good about putting the past behind them. Okay? So they won't even think about the past. But the past has a place, and it is important. It's history, but it's his story. So you need to understand history so that you don't have your history repeat itself. Or you need to understand history if it was good so you can repeat it in the future. You need to use your past to learn from things that were good and learn from things that were bad. The thing I love about my business is when I'm trying to do things, I think about what worked and what didn't work. And what does work, I go ahead and I repeat those things. I rinse and repeat. But the things that don't work, I make small adjustments. Sometimes it's not the big adjustments, sometimes it's the small adjustments. But the problem is, most people are stuck here, the present. And you say, well, what's wrong with that? We've got to deal with the present. No, that's fine. It's fine. But where you're supposed to start is you're supposed to start right here in the future. How can I start in the future when I'm not there? Well, you start in the future by, number one, you set clear intentions. Okay? You set clear intentions. When you set clear intentions, that means you decide what it is that you want and where it is that you want to go. And it does not need to be based on currency. It does not need to be based on circumstances. It does not need to have your future, and what you want for yourself should not have any limitations on what it takes to get there. So when you're thinking about what it is that you want to accomplish, if you've got a handicap, you can't think about that. If you've got an ailment, you can't think about that. If you don't have a lot of money, you can't think about that. If you got a lot of money, you can't think about that. What you need to do is you need to, in an unbiased way, you need to think about what it is that you want. And you have to be so intentional about your intentions that you can use all five senses to identify it. Man, I can taste it. Man, I can smell it. Man, I can see that. Boy, I hear that. Man, I can feel it. That's what you need to be with your intentions about what you want to do. Be clear about your intentions. Because your intentions, nevertheless, is your hope. But hope is the substance of things hoped for. Think about that. Substance is something tangible. You know, faith is the substance of things hoped for. So you can obviously see when faith, which is an action, that you don't have full understanding about. But faith is assignment. An assignment is given by the instructor. Now your instructor understands exactly what it takes and what needs to be done, but you may not understand it. And the problem that we have with faith is we want to have full understanding before we move. And then when it's time to move, everything's changed or time's up. Faith is not based on having full understanding. On the contrary, faith is not understanding everything, but trusting the person or our Creator who is giving the assignment. And how do you know? Because it's in your gut that something is right or something is wrong. You don't necessarily need all of the information. Sure, I'm not saying you don't need information. But you don't need every entity in every nook and cranny to be filled with understanding. Understanding is great, but you don't need total understanding to be able to do something. You get whatever understanding that you can get, but in a timely fashion, you have to make a decision based on what you believe, because it's hope. When you're clear about what you want to do, then you can trace your steps from the end, which is the future, which is the outcome, all the way back to where you presently are. With respect to if you have experience with it, or someone else has experience with it, with respect to history in the past. So if you're doing something right now and somebody else has achieved success for it, then that's the advantage for you. Most successful people are looking for things that has a testing sample, enough data, because all they got to do is understand, hey, somebody else has accomplished it. You want that house, you want that car, you want to be able to pay your rent, you want to be able to pay your mortgage, you want to be able to pay off your parents' bills, whatever the case may be. When you get back down to it, you might realize that what you're doing right now isn't going to cut it. That's okay. You need to figure that out up front. Why would you continue to do something that's not going to yield the result that you want? And if you're doing something that's not yielding the result that you want, then you need to switch it up. And sometimes the very thing that you don't want to do is the very thing that you have to do. And you have to do it, and you don't want to do it, but it's the only thing that you have to do it. So if you have a way to accomplish your dreams and your goals and your life, then this video ain't for you. You already understand. But if you're not doing what you know you're supposed to do to get to where you're supposed to be and where you hope to be, then that's your fault. But if you don't have a way to get to where you want to get to and accomplish what you want to accomplish, you may not have full understanding about it. I'm not saying enter anything blindly, but you may not have full understanding about it. But if you don't have full, but you have enough understanding about it to have a guttural instinct about it, and you know in your heart that you need to do it, then you need to do it. If you don't like your situation right now, and you made your clear intentions about what it is that you want to accomplish, and what you're currently doing isn't helping you get what you want to get or accomplish what you want to accomplish, my friends, I'm going to challenge you right now to click this link below here and take a look and see what it's all about, and see how I have clear intentions for my family, clear intentions for my loved ones, and clear intentions about what my goals are, which when you get to know me, I'll share them with you. But I have clear intentions about them, and I understand that, and I have a job, I'm full-time, but I understand that that job isn't going to provide that for me, and it's absolutely critical for me to get what it is that I desire and what I hope for. And me understanding that my job is going to do it for me helps me understand what I need to be doing. So again, if you have something that you know you ought to do, it's going to take work, but you ought to do it. And if you don't have, if what I'm saying to you is resonating something deep inside of you, and you know that there is something inside of you to know that something isn't right and something needs to change, and you need to do something for you and your family, and it's not going to get any better, then you need to trust what's inside of you. Understand that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And understand that me and my partners can prove and show to you what an opportunity like this can do for you and your family. Now, I get it. The results of some of our success isn't typical, but that's okay. You have to ask yourself, are you typical? Are you the typical person? Or do you bring something good to the table? And you just need to have the right vehicle to be able to do that. The link below, you take a look. Me and my friends, we put together a video for you to really explain what we do and how we do it, and how we leverage our time, no matter how busy our schedules are, so that we can do the things that we desire to do for our families and make our dreams come true. So it's up to you. Believe or not. Step up or step down. It's going to be all right either way for me and for my family. But I'm extending this invitation to you as an opportunity for you to do something different to get you a different result. See you on the inside.